Hello, everybody. I am Michelle Espinosa, or you may know me as Lady Stars and Fire. And this is Uplift. Well, today's Uplift pretty much is about the exact reason why I made my YouTube channel. You see, today's Uplift is about sacrifice. Well, what is sacrifice? Sacrifice is about making a choice and about losing something you hold very dear to you, something you value, something very important to you. Well, just like everybody else in this world, I have sacrifices to make too. Now, sometimes we choose these sacrifices. We choose them because we want something. We want to have a better life. We exchange something we value important for something more important. And sometimes we're forced into them, whether by our God or goddess, the universe. We've been complaining and it's finally happened. The point is, sometimes these sacrifices we have to make are forced on us. Well, like many of you, the sacrifice I'm going through right now isn't one entirely that I chose to do on my own. I'm being forced into it. But see, on my end, I've come to realize this sacrifice is for my higher calling. It is meant to be a time to make me who I'm supposed to be. Yet, while I'm having to do this sacrifice, just like everybody else, I'm having to give up something very, very important and dear to me. I'm sitting in my meditation chair today. Now, a few days ago, I was meditating, and sometimes I can just be a complete airhead. It can be just oblivious to me and right over my head. I mean, I'm not any different from anybody else. Sometimes I can just miss the things that are right in front of my face. Well, I was meditating, and while I was meditating, sorry, I'm switching arms. While I was meditating, I kept seeing this man hanging. Just hanging. Again, sometimes I can be oblivious, because now it's so clear. I couldn't figure out why this man's hanging. Why? I mean, why am I seeing this in my meditation? Made no sense. So I put it in the back of my mind. I knew there was a reason. I just hadn't figured it out yet. And a few days later, a girlfriend of mine, a new friend of mine, decided to give me a reading that ended in hangman. Well, if you do know anything about the tarot cards, you know that hangman is the one that's written off of Norse mythology, written off of Odin. Well, considering I read the rune, I see them with my eyes. I do the cast every week. It's no surprise that my higher self, my guides, my angels, or Odin himself would pay me a visit. I mean, it's really not any surprise. But, now in short, if you don't know anything about Norse mythology, Odin gained his wisdom, his power, his learning, because he chose to. He chose to hang himself for 9 days to receive, his new eyes and his new vision. That was the sacrifice he chose, to hang. And he chose it. Considering right now, I'm talking about sacrifice. it's not too surprising that Odin himself would pay me a visit. Or, like I said, my higher self or guides would use him for that. You see, the only time that sacrifice is not in vain is when you use that to gain something of equal or better value. Otherwise, you're just walking around and stomping and not getting your way for no apparent reason. Hi. I'm in my sanctuary again, and Spirit just showed up. They're here to support what I'm saying. Thank you. You see, sometimes when we make sacrifices, we're doing it for the higher good. If we're doing it for the right reasons, it's going to help give us prosperity, make our life better. See, I am a stubborn child on this planet. I am a stubborn child of Earth, or of God, of our goddesses, the universe, however you want to see it. Not that I think I'm better than everybody. Oh no. Not that I think I'm smarter, or that I'm always right. I know I'm not. I'm just the same as everybody else. I'm going to fall and I'm going to stumble. But I also know, for me, often, Spirit, or my higher self, because of how stubborn I am, they have to use focal points of something that is very massive to get it through my thick skull. I don't use scripture, typically. No. See, scripture is not part of my calling. But, from time to time, they will use it because it is what will get the point made. I'm being reminded of the kiss of Judas. Jesus has said, he told them one night at dinner, right before he died, one of you will betray me. And Judas did, for 30 pieces of silver. And he sealed it with a kiss on Jesus' forehead to let them know who Jesus was. That story is not about Judas. No, it's about the sacrifice that Jesus was about to make. Jesus knew that he was being betrayed. He still sat with them at dinner. He still forgave them. He didn't choose to go running for the hills to hide and to give up on his cause. No. He simply told them, I know one of you will betray me. And it wasn't until after he had died did his point start to really become known. But see, the important part here is Jesus knew the sacrifice he was about to take. He knew what that betrayal was going to lead to. He had to. Now, he is human. At least at that time, he was human. Which means he had fear. And he was afraid. How could he not have been? He was human. But he still endured that sacrifice for his higher good, for his calling. The only time sacrifice does not go in vain is when you use it to help you move along your life positively, and you use it for exchange for something of greater or more valuable to you. Like I said, they pick very big focal points to get it through my thick skull. If you're being forced into a sacrifice you're not ready to make, take the words from my lion. from my lion spirit. For my lion says, no, no, our sacrifices will not be made in vain. No, they will have purpose. Now you take from me wisdom, courage, and strength. You borrow my eyes, and you borrow my heart, and you stand out there unsheltered in the storm. For in these storms is where we learn who we truly are. We learn who we truly can be. We gain what we need. Again, you borrow my eyes. You borrow my heart. And you stand unsheltered in that storm. Now you lift your head. Let them hear you. Roar. Blessed be my darlings. You can always Google me, Lady Stars and Fire, or find my website, www.ladystarsandfire. Hugs and kisses in the wind.